It will be a free agency unlike any other with an unknown cap situation. Where will players land and for exactly how much? Well, someone waiting to find out his own fate. Current Bills cornerback Josh Norman about to enter his 10th season in the NFL. Norman spending the past 9 seasons in Buffalo, a total of 9 impressive seasons so far. Prior to the Bills splitting time between the Panthers and the Washington football team with first team All-Pro and Pro Bowl selections. All right, let's welcome in Josh Norman to CBS Sports HQ. Sir, how are you doing today?
Doing fabulous. How about yourself?
We are doing well. Excited to talk to you. We're going to get to your organization here in just a little bit, but I want to ask you first and foremost, free agency, entering your 10th season in the NFL. So this is something you've dealt with before. So now what is this time like for you as a player? Does it keep you up at night, or are you just like, hey, wherever I land, it's going to be a good thing?
No, it's cool. It's a time in which you get to sit back and reflect. It truly is. For myself, I've did the deal last year with Buffalo. It was going to be a 2-year, but we wanted to do a 1 just to get our feet under our belt and seeing how things were. And it was a great season. It really was. We went all the way to the AFC Championship game. We didn't get the job done, but it was a tremendous time we had on that team. It really was. And now going back into the market again, looking for that team. Also, who knows, it could be just Buffalo or whomever, but looking for that team that's going to be able to take us to the next level. And I think that's what you look for when you going into your 10th season.
You mentioned just how successful the Bills were, and you guys were so fun to watch this past season. Would you prefer to stay there in Buffalo? Is there another team that piques your interest?
Well, there's a lot of things in works. A lot of things that I don't even probably know if in works going on right now, but yeah, he handles all that stuff. It's in God's hands, his fate. Whatever his will is for my life, I'll go. I just know that coming back, play another season, to get that 10th one under my belt is going to be a special one, and we just can't wait to get involved in that stuff. Free agency is a time where everybody, it's almost like a frenzy. Where this guy's going, where's that guy going? It's a splash. I think it's one of the fun times during the off season where you get to see where some of your favorite players will end up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that. We're going to get to that in a second. I'm going to stick with the Bills. Let's say you do go back to them. We were looking at Stephon Diggs last week on a Monday. He's just tweeting about how much he wanted to be at the Super Bowl. I know that was rough for you guys. What do the Bills need? I mean, is there something missing with your current team right now to get to that next step?
Well, just coming in, the guys from the previous year and how they taken the step, last year they went to the playoffs, and I think they ended up getting beaten by the Texans within that round. I know it sucked, and then they came back the next year in 2020 and went all the way through to the AFC Championship game and not being able to get that win. So you got guys that's going to be hungry, young, but now they're a little bit more experienced in that game. I think just getting into that game, not have that experience, and knowing, how, big of a magnitude it really is. And then now seeing it for that first time, coming back to that training, it's going to be something it's a lot of meat that's left on that bone. And I'm sure those guys going to do a good job at taking a snap at whatever that is, because they know they can do it. We got guys there. They was hungry and relentless. So now just getting back to that training field and getting prepared for this upcoming season.
Josh, I want to ask you about something making the rounds on social media. You've probably seen it because it does involve your very good friend and former teammate Cam Newton holding a camp for kids. When one of them, teenagers, started chirping at him, you're no stranger to chirping yourself. You and Cam even got into a well-known scuffle back in 2015 during your own training camp. But this is different, and I'm curious your thoughts on it. Did you watch the video, and how do you think Cam handled everything?
I saw it, but at some point in time, you don't even have the answer to certain people, especially when you're MVP of the game that the guy is actually trying to get to. So some things are best left not even said. What's understood don't have to be said. I guess the kid, he wanted the attention and he got it. He got a lot of it. So I don't know, but like I said, be put in that position, I can't give somebody that credit because the only thing they're gonna do is want to post it. So that's not more so of a teaching lesson. It's just more so respecting your elders.
Well, Cam handled it very well. Speaking of Cam, also set to become a free agent, and I mentioned you guys have known each other for a very long time. So he was on the I Am Athlete podcast today, and he said he thinks he's still going to be a starting quarterback next season. Speaking of somebody going into free agency, what do you want to see for your friend?
Well, why not? I think if you think he's not, or if he sees anything less than that, he's doing himself a disservice. He might well not play because you got to think that you're going to go in that role as a starter, no matter who that is. That's what you got to have within yourself. And he's got a competitive drive. He's always had it. So I don't see why he wouldn't have it going into, the 21 season.
What about you heading into your 10th season in the NFL? I know that's wild for you. Or just saying, I can't believe I'm at 10. What do you see for yourself? How much longer is Josh Norman on the field? How do you feel, friend?
Yeah, we were just talking about that before we even came on. 10, I think when you got to 6 or 7, it was that lull period, like, oh my gosh, like, dang, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make the dream I want to make. My career being the years lasting long, but shoot, 8 and 9 came so fast. Like, my gosh, in the century mark, we can actually do this thing. But I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think it's in Yah's hands. It's in God's hands. He has everything, His will for my life, and I think for me personally, it's giving back. It's always been that, but now it's just taking a different, level of giving back. It's something that I must do. It's my purpose. And I think for me, wherever I go, what team I land is going to be something within that city that I'm going to do to help those people out, because I think it's literally where our path is going to lead when we get out of the league. And right now it's something that I'm very strong on, and I'm not even passionate, but it's a purpose that's driven me to this point. I'm glad to be here and fortunate enough to see what, the road takes me.
We've seen that already with you, with every team and every city you've gone to. I mean, all your social media pages are just filled, not with you, playing football, but it's all of your missions that you have in these cities. And the main reason we do have you on today is to talk about your foundation, Stars 24. So we talked to you at the Super Bowl and we were excited, but it was a little way away leading up to the opening of your teen center. It is finally here, Josh Norman. Tell us about this teen center, everything we need to know about it in Stars 24.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, man, you guys have me on here for hours talking about that. But no, it's a true joy to even be presented with this opportunity to open something like this. From the beginning of time when we started in 2012 all the way up until now, with this teen center being open, I would have thought that my dream of opening something like this in my hometown would come true. But with a lot of faith, prayer, and petition, I asked, and my request was granted. I came on with a strong partner with the Boys and Girls Club of America, who's been doing it for 168 years. And they came on and they was being one of our strong backers to be able to put a center out there, which they will be leading the front with my day-to-day operations. But Stars in itself, the teen center, where I was able to give back to my community, it's just something that I can't even describe, because we ground broke that was 19, and now due to the pandemic we couldn't open, and I know a lot of people was hurt by that, and I want to send my regards out to them. But 21 now, we're cutting the ribbon on the 26th, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited to be able to give something back to my community, that screwed me up, which brought me the man you see today. And there's a lot of things that I know I'm not a perfect man. I know things that have happened in my life that, there are faults within us all, but this right here is not one of them. And I'm going to cherish this moment, and I'm going to keep building upon it, because this is only the first one. There's many, many more to come. And a lot of corps and guys and DCs will be getting involved in this, and you know, we're going to try to build it out and be able to touch your city, whoever you are and wherever you are, because this is something that will be able to be enjoyed by everybody in the community that's touching the regions of it. So I'm appreciative of it. I'm very much so thankful and grateful for this opportunity to be amongst you to speak on it. Because it's not something that's a one-night thing. It's going to be something that's a generational thing. Long before I'm gone and everybody else. There's a saying that I must say before I take flight, but that was something Gandhi said, that you must, in order to find yourself, you must lose yourself in people. So that is one of the things that I'm able to do. Find out who I am and my true purpose, and that is giving back to these individuals that need it the most, so they can be good citizens in the world. And that's all I care about, to be honest with you. I have everything I want in my life, and now it's just time for me to give back as much as I can.
Just a great outlook there, Josh. It is always enjoyable to watch you on the field, but even more so off the field, what you're doing. If people do want to check it out, STARZ, STARZ 24.org. Check it out. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh Norman.
Thank you guys so much too for having me. Blessings to you all.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.